Okay, so winter has let go of its hold, and you want to go out and explore what spring has to offer. Specifically, you want to get better at foraging for wild edibles. Let me tell you about fiddleheads. Fiddleheads are the young, emerging coils of the ostrich fern. These guys are highly sought after, they're easy to identify, and they're delicious. So let's go explore, get some wisdom of the woods, and get some nutritious food. So firstly, how do you identify a fiddlehead? When you enter a field and you see the young ferns, you'll notice these long stems and curls at the top, these beautiful spirals. You'll notice not all of them will have, but some of them will have these long, brown, dried up, feathery leaves sticking out from the ground. Those look like large feathers from a bird, like an ostrich. That's just another piece of growth that happens in the life cycle of the ostrich fern. When it's edible, it's short, 2 to 6 inches off the ground, with a thick spiral and all the leaves are tightly coiled. 3 telltale signs to show you that it's the fiddlehead is the brown papery substance that can easily be pulled off. You don't eat that, but it's always on it, or primarily always on it if the wind hasn't blown it away already. Next, the stem is thick, it's green, it's smooth, it doesn't have feathers, it doesn't have fibers, it doesn't have fluff on it, it's just a smooth green stem. And on the stem, you notice there's a U-shaped groove in it. Remember, brown paper, and then it's smooth with a groove. When do you find fiddleheads? Early to mid, possibly late spring. It's a short window, so you gotta act fast. When the winter lets go of its hold and the sunshine is really coming through, and you notice blossoms like daffodils, like trilliums, like dandelions, like blossoms on trees, you know if you see these gorgeous flowers out, fiddleheads are blooming in the forest. So where do fiddleheads grow? Fiddleheads grow in North America. You'll have to do your own research if they grow in your state or province. I'm from Ontario. I know mid-southern Canada to the east coast does grow fiddleheads. What sort of ecosystems do you find fiddleheads in? Fiddleheads grow near water. When the snow begins to melt in mid to late spring, you'll notice the bogs, the rivers, the streams, they start to rise, and that really starts to overflow into the soil so that it's moist, and that's where fiddleheads thrive. Another thing that you look for is hardwood forests. Those are dense, large, grand trees. You have coniferous, like pines. You have deciduous, like maples. If you know where fiddleheads are, you'll have to keep an eye out on your location based on what the weather is doing. Sunshine means that the ferns are going to unravel sooner. Cold means it's going to take longer. More wet days means more are probably going to emerge from the earth, so you have more to pull from. Okay, now I'm going to show you some practical field work. We're going to go out and I'll show you what you're looking for, where you're looking for, and also how to pick sustainably. Okay, when you find a bushel of fiddleheads like this, you're in luck. You can see some of these are much too old and unraveled to pick. You're not going to have much to chew when the coil is already reaching out and the leaves are already fanned. But you can find down here, there's some gorgeous, thick fiddleheads that are still such a tight coil. So all you need to do is pick it by getting your nail into that stem and pulling it off. You're going to see the thick stem with the groove in the middle, leaves tightly coiled, and these protective brown papers can just get blown off. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous fiddlehead. Any bushel of fiddleheads, you're going to take 25 to 30%. So I have about 10 here. I'm going to take 3 or 4 if I'm feeling greedy, or if these are perfect, 5, but that means I'm not going to touch the ones around it so that I'm not messing with the ecosystem. The plants can continue to grow, and I'm being fair with what is being offered to me. Picking sustainably is very important. When you're stepping into an ecosystem that's naturally occurring, by taking too much, you are throwing off how everything works in connection. If you're going to be interested in utilizing nature, you have to be fair in what you're taking and not stripping it. Okay, thank you so much for taking this time to learn with me. I hope you've gotten what you need, and I hope you're ready for your adventures. Please make sure you know what you're eating before you put it inside your body. If you get super sick, I don't want to be responsible for that. Use the tools that you have to develop the skills that you want. Consult books, the interwebs, professionals to make sure that you know what you're putting inside your body before you eat some random things growing in the ground. But other than that, I'm sure you're going to have a delicious meal. I hope you share it with good people. Okay, until the next wild journey. See you later, wild folks.